Hi, in this video we're going to be showing you how to assemble this dresser, but before we get started, here's a few things to keep in mind. Make sure you have a Phillips head screwdriver and a hammer, and optionally a mallet and some needle nose pliers. Another person can be helpful. Be sure to set aside enough time for assembly, and just make sure all the pieces are facing the right way as you're putting them together, and you'll do great. We are going to focus on the trickier parts and go quickly through the easier steps, so make sure you pause the video and complete all the steps as we go. With that in mind, let's get into it. In steps 1 and 2, we'll be putting dowels into pieces 17, 6, and 9. Okay, we're good to move on. In step 3, we'll be putting dowels into pieces 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 12, 15, and 16. Okay, we're good to move on. In step 4, we'll be putting cam bolts into pieces 1 and 10. Okay, we're good to move on. In steps 5 and 6, we'll be attaching pieces 6 to pieces 2 and 3, and then pieces 17 to piece 16. Okay, we're good to move on. In step 7, we'll be attaching both of pieces 5 to piece 2, 3, and 16. So we'll start by standing up one of our sides, and then we'll take one of piece 5. And you want to put these in so that the holes on either end are facing towards the opposite side of where these cam lock holes are. And then you just want to be sure that you have these notches facing this way. We can go ahead and put in our screws. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side with piece 2. Just make sure that these cam lock holes are on the same side as they are on piece 3. And then we'll put in our screws. All right, and once we have those screws in, then we'll attach piece 16. And we'll stand this up so that these cam lock holes are facing towards piece 3, just like this. And then we'll fit those dowels into pieces 5. Okay, and we're good to move on. In steps 8 and 9, we'll be attaching pieces 7 and 18 to piece 4. And the thing you want to pay attention to is making sure that you put the legs on the side that this notch isn't on. So you want to have that facing down. And then we'll go ahead and line up pieces 7, insert our dowels, and then we can put in our screws. Okay, and now we can attach piece 18. So we'll just want to stand up the piece like this, put our bolt through the hole, and line that up with our leg. And then we can screw that in. Okay, and then we're good to move on. In step 10, we'll be attaching the bottom. So we'll stand this up, and you just want to be sure that you have this notch so that it's lined up with the notches on these pieces as well. And then we'll line up all of our dowels. Okay, and then we can put in all of our screws. Okay, and then we're good to move on. In step 11, we'll be putting on the top. And once again, with this piece, just make sure that you have this notch on the same side as it is on the rest of the piece. So we'll lift this up and line it up with our holes. Okay, and then we can go ahead and put in all of our cam locks. Okay, and we're good to move on. In step 12, we'll be putting in our dowels and all of our sliders. Okay, and we're good to move on. In steps 13 and 14, we'll be attaching the back panels. And with this, you just want to make sure that this sticker is in the top corner of your piece. We'll line that up. And then you want to slide on this middle piece, and then we'll slide on our bottom panel. Okay, and once we have that all fit in, then we can go ahead and put in all of our nails. Okay, and we're good to move on. In steps 15 through 17, we'll be putting together our drawers. The first thing that we'll do is take piece 9 and 10. And we'll line these up so that the dowels on piece 9 go into the front of piece 10. And then we'll put in our screw C. Okay, next we'll take pieces 11 and 12, and we'll put these so that the cam lock holes are facing out, and so that the groove lines up all the way across the top. And then we can put in 4 cam locks. Next we'll take piece 14 and slide it in along these grooves. And then we'll put piece 13 on top. Once again with the groove lining up with the back panel. And we can put in screws D. It's a cool catch. Okay, and once our drawer is together, then we'll move on to step 18 and we'll insert the drawer. We'll just line up our drawer with the sliders inside. And then you want to take your dowel's eye and we'll put these onto the inside of the piece. Okay, and those dowels just keep your drawer from pulling back out, so we'll push that all the way in and then we're done. We hope this video was helpful for you in assembling your new dresser. For more guides, tips, and tricks, head on over to walkeredison.com.